As you open your eyes, you can see that you are still strapped into your comfortable seat, and the heat shields are sliding back away from the windows. Outside, you can see the very high altitude clouds as you are now entering Paradiso's atmosphere. The medium transport that you are on is now in its landing pattern, and a screen on the main wall is showing landing time as 35 minutes and counting down. You don't know why you are here, only you were told there was a development and you were needed, and you'll be briefed on arrival.
I see you are awake.
Yes, I am. Did you stay awake this whole time?
I do not sleep.
Right.
While I could have chosen to enter into a standby mode, I decided to remain active. In case there were any updates, there have not been.
Well, that's good at least.
You are pleased there are no updates?
Yes, usually that means that something has gone wrong, or we're expected to do more.
We're ignoring the fact that we were told to come here with no real objective.
Nyx sits up and stretches. It is weird that they haven't sent instructions yet.
That is why I remained active, in case there were any further instructions.
Well, I guess the Aleph do have their benefits.
Not needing to sleep is quite beneficial. You get more done that way.
Yes.
You seem unsure.
I'm apprehensive about the Aleph in general, but
I am aware.
our last mission went okay.
I do not know that I would classify it as such.
How would you classify it?
Inconclusive.
Nobody died.
We do
That's
not
a
know
plus.
that. Well, we know that people did die, however. None of us died, and we do not know whether or not Dr. Hart is alive.
Yes, but we didn't die.
That would be more of a concern for one of us than the others. And she will look at Harper North.
And he will look back. It may be more of a concern for me, but I'm still not useless.
I did not imply that you were.
Just making that clear.
And you feel a light thump as the landing skids are lowered, and you can feel the banking of the vessel as it turns, and a final rumbling as its thrusters slow its descent and it settles onto the ground.
It seems we have arrived.
It does. Lead the way, Aleph.
Very well. And Faye will leave the transport.
You can see a spaceport. You are not parked where other transports are. You're off to one side. There is a young man. He is very clean cut. He has very neat dark hair and a very crisp dark blue suit. He is wearing dark blue sunglasses which are hiding his eyes, and he is standing next to a vehicle.
And Faye is walking towards him and said vehicle as Nyx instructed her to lead the way.
Obviously, Harper will follow, so.
As you approach, he opens the rear door of the large city car, and he is holding the door with one hand. He bows slightly, and with his other hand he motions to the door. "Please enter," he says.
Faye will enter the vehicle.
Are you from High Command?
I am not.
Do we have any reason at all to trust you that we should get in this car?
You have come a long way to get here.
Yeah, and I don't want to go in the wrong taxi.
Nix, you instructed me to lead the way, however, you appear to have stopped following.
Nix considers for a moment. Looks around. Sees that there's no other waiting cars or any form of instruction. Fine, I suppose we can trust you for now. Then next we'll get into the large town car.
Harper will follow in the back.
He closes the door, he bows, and the car pulls away. The car leaves the spaceport and enters the freeway. There are other cars and vehicles carrying goods and people. After about 40 minutes, it pulls off into the city and then pulls off again into an area that says road closed, roadwork, construction. It goes under one of the main areas into a dark area, and you can see ahead a warning sign that is flashing that says bridge out. When it gets close, the sign flickers and disappears entirely as you realize it was a hologram. It passes through and behind the hologram reappears. It pulls off and stops in a large underground car park. It is next to a elevator.
Have either of you been to the city of Salvora?
Not to the city, no.
Not at all.
Well, you have now. And assuming that's what we're supposed to do, Faye will leave the vehicle. And walk towards the elevator.
Harper will get out and walk to the elevator.
Yep, Faye will step into the elevator.
Nix is following.
It is an elevator large enough to accommodate 12 people, so there is room.
There's room for Nix to stand as far away from Aleph as they want to.
Mm-hmm.
There is a screen, but there is no buttons.
Faye will look at the screen to see if anything is going to appear on it.
Nothing has.
Then she will wait. She's got lots of time.
Hello?
Nix. Nomad. Voice print. Identified. Floor 57. And you feel the lift start.
You appear to be on file.
I can't say I appreciate that.
Surely it is not unexpected if you are working with a group like O12.
I don't mind O12 knowing about me. I'm not a fan of random elevators knowing about me, however.
I would not say this is a random elevator. It appears to be...
A very valued employee.
I do not believe this elevator is on the payroll of O12.
Are you so sure?
Such information is not in my database.
Maybe it won't bring to you. Maybe it's classified.
I suppose, as people like to say, anything is possible.
Into a large 400 by 500 foot room. A large table that could sit up to 500 people is dominating the center of the room. There is a large hollow projector in the center, but the only individual in the room is a woman. She stands upright, and you can see that the lines on her face have her middle-aged. Her hair is a dark brown and reaches partway down her back. She would be attractive if not for the school principal edge that is in her eyes. And she motions to come forward.
Faye will walk over to her.
Harper will follow.
And Nyx is following as well, still a little bit apprehensive about this whole thing.
Thank you for coming. You may refer to me as Agent 51. And she motions with her hand, and the hollow projector sparkles into life. The image is about a story tall, and you can see that it is a truck yard. There appears to be about 50 trucks, all parked in rows, like a transport company.
Is there anything in particular here you would like us to make note of?
This convoy has been through a firefight. There are holes along the sides of the trailers, and some of the trucks have their tires deflated. What does this have to do with our mission? Or is this our mission?
Torch marks. Looks energy-based.
The image moves, and you can start to see that there are several bodies laying in various states of death. You are correct. What you are looking at is the end result of a firefight. This was between two Bureau Noir agents and a cartel. They were looking into the theft of some communication equipment. This, and she motions to the image on the hologrammatic projector, should not have happened. It was not remotely worth this. One agent is dead, the other is missing. Find out what is going on and retrieve, if possible, the missing agent.
Where was this?
This was on the far side of the city. She motions to an envelope that's on the table.
Who will take it and open it?
This is everything that we currently know.
Thank you. Faye will turn to the other two. The agents are from Pan Oceania. The dead agent was named August, it appears, and there is a Indigo by Pandra who is missing. There is a note here about a hotel room and a code I assume to enter, and it says the mission was a routine investigation into black market sales.
Do you have any leads at the moment?
Their hotel room?
That would be a good place to start.
Is there anything more to be learned at the scene of the firefight, or has that been well investigated already?
That has been well investigated.
Very well, then I suppose we shall proceed to the hotel.
A car has been made available to you.
Thank you. Do either of you have any further questions?
No?
I think so.
Then I suppose we may proceed. And if Agent 51 does not object, I guess Faye will turn and walk back to the elevator. Assuming the other two will follow. If they want to stay there, I guess they can.
Harper will.
Yep, Nyx will follow.
And Faye will get into the elevator and assume it will go down.
Hello again, elevator.
Nick, Nomad, voice print, confirmed. Doors close and it starts going down.
You no longer object to the elevator?
I've warmed up to it a little. It recognizes me, after all. It's not the elevator's fault that I'm in their database.
I suppose it is not.
A single, mid-sized city car is parked. No other vehicles can be seen and no people can be seen.
I suppose this is our vehicle.
And Nyx will walk up to the car and rap on the window.
And just like Dylan, he can rap on the window.
And nothing will happen. Faye will try the handle of the back door to the vehicle.
It is unlocked and it opens and you can see that there is no one in it.
Oh, she'll get into it.
Well, we are either stealing this car or it is here for us.
How would I be stealing it from the back seat?
Nyx says this as they get into the driver's seat.
Harper will get into the car.
It has a navigation system.
Perhaps as you do not know the city, it would be better to input our destination rather than trying to drive.
True, I will do that.
Then, please proceed.
Nyx punches a bunch of different buttons on the screen. And the navigator lights up with the location of where we are headed.
And it takes 30 minutes to arrive at the night arrival hotel. The KAH has big, large letters on the top of it building which lights up. It's about 12 stories tall and has a crescent driveway that leads up to the main doors. There is no one outside.
Here we are.
Do you think they will allow us access to their room?
We have the entrance code.
Ah, yes, true. And Nyx will walk into the lobby of the hotel, looking for some elevators.
It looks clean, it looks functional, middle class. There is 2 elevators on the far side. There is no sign-in desk, just a large screen that looks automated.
Okay. Faye will head for the elevator. Okay, she'll hit the button for floor 4.
It opens and there's a large 4 in gold numbering in front of you on the far wall.
We are looking for room 423.
Harper will look for a sign that says, which way the room's on.
Yep, you can find it. It takes a little bit, but not ages.
And once we find it, Faye will punch in the code. Please do keep in mind there is always the possibility the missing agent is inside, and we do not know
If
what
they're
her
hostile.
intentions would be. Correct. So, proceed with caution.
Nyx has their hand on their combi rifle.
The room is quiet and extremely neat. 2 duffel bags are against the wall. Everything else is just really precise.
Harper will walk over to the duffel bags.
Nyx is going to sweep the rest of the hotel room just to make sure there's no one hiding, behind the shower curtain or whatever.
Faye will observe.
Place is clear. Looks like they haven't spent much time here getting settled. That, or someone's come through before us and cleaned all the evidence. Looks like no one's actually stayed in this room, or it's been made up by the cleaning staff.
No, it looks more like a boot camp. It looks very clean, but not in like a hotel clean way, like boot camp. Very strict.
You think the agents made it themselves?
Maybe, but
I am not familiar with the training of Bureau Noir agents. Perhaps they are highly disciplined. I imagine it would be possible to find out from the hotel staff if the cleaning service entered this room. I do not know if that would be necessary, but they would possibly have records of that.
Yes, we should talk with them to see for sure.
duffel bag looks like a recruit's. Folded clothing, toiletries,
A recruit to what?
just any really army. Weird.
I see.
This was the agents. I feel like they would have better ways of storing their toiletries and that.
Do you think it was someone else?
It could have been, but who?
I would not know.
Yes, so Nyx will, now that they've confirmed there's no one actually in here, Nyx will go about and search for any hint of where they may have gone. Searching through, like, the trash for ticket stubs or, like, any documents. I may have found something over here.
And what would that be?
A notebook hidden under the mattress.
Does it contain anything of note?
I don't know yet. And Nyx will open up the notebook and have a look. Yes, I may have something here. Apparently someone named Jojo, or John Johnson, said that they needed to change their direction to go to the truck yard, the place where the firefight happened. There's also a note here. It says YJITC, or Mo by Pandra, favored YJITC. Whatever that means. Aren't you, like, connected to a network or something, Aleph? Are you able to...
Yes, I am searching. YJITC stands for Eugene Interspace Trust Corps. It is one of the largest megacorps in the human sphere. It is also widely understood within intelligence circles to be a front for the Yan Jing, the eyes of the party of the Eugene State Empire. It says Bipandra being Pan-Oceanian may have colored lens when viewing using Magna Obra. I will have to search that term. Magna Obra is a major player in the corporate world of the human sphere, also widely regarded as a megacorp willing to do almost anything for profit. It appears we were considering them as a possibility for smuggling voodoo tech on Paradiso. Jojo, or John Johnson, is deceased. Stabbed.
When?
Within the past few days.
See. That is troubling.
So your note appears to be stating that in a question of whether it was the Eugene Interspace Trust Corp or Magna Obra, Bipandra believed it was the former.
I see.
Who is it?
Housekeeping.
Nyx reaches for their gun.
Faye will open the door.
And there is a girl with black hair. She's about early 20s, very attractive, in a maid outfit. It's very short, showing off very nice legs, big bust. And she has a housekeeping cart. She looks a little taken aback at a trio of people, two with guns.
I think you will find this room is already exceptionally clean.
Our mistake for not putting a do not disturb sign on the handle.
That would make my job easier.
Out of curiosity, do you know when the last time this room was cleaned is?
And she takes out a folder and she opens it up and she says, 2 days ago, as per instructions.
As per instructions.
Yes.
Who left the instructions?
Room occupants.
And
One August and one Indigo by Pandra.
And who cleaned the room 2 days ago?
It was not me. It would have been one of the other staff members by the signature.
And did this staff member happen to ever serve in the military?
I would not know. I don't think so. I would imagine... Not that I don't want my job, but it's not... I would say the military would have been a step up from housekeeping.
Faye's looking to the other two, as in... I've got no more questions.
And there's no need to contact the authorities or anything. We are with O12, conducting an investigation.
That makes us sound more suspicious, Nyx. And Faye will show... I assume she's got some form of identification that says something to that effect. Okay. She'll prove it, so we're not just like, hey, we're totally not sketchy. In fact, we're with the cops. Don't need to call them. All good here. Nothing wrong. Ignore that yelling and fire. Yeah, no.
I'm spending threat.
Okay, figured.
When Faye turns back, the girl has a machine pistol in her hand, and she opens fire in a full burst into the room.
Of course she does.
Two rounds glance off Faye.
Okay.
Bullets tear into the window and the mirror, and glass breaks. Bullets punch through the rear wall. Nyx feels around their leg. Harper feels a burn next to his neck as a round cuts into him just a little.
Are you surprised by this? Hardly standard housekeeping attire.
Nyx is watching the supposed housekeeper, and as the gun is drawn, barely a second after they start shooting, Nyx has their gun drawn and is diving to the side, trying to find cover around the corner of the room.
So as she whips out the machine pistol, since he already had his pistol out, he raises it, shoots twice, and one shot misses, the other hits, and he leaps forward to the ground.
So from around the corner, Nyx fires their combi rifle through the doorway in tight controlled bursts right into the forehead and chest of the fake maid.
Harper will get up and go into the hallway and watch down the hallway with his pistol, drawn and ready.
There is no one visible.
Faye will get back to her feet and go to the housekeeping trolley and look for fabric because she wants to stop her bleeding.
Harper, were you hit?
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Do you have a tourniquet?
I don't think I need a tourniquet, but something to stop the bleeding.
There are bed sheets here. I am tearing them. Please, have some. If you have a better option, that would be much preferred.
I have bandages in my bag. He will go back into the room, take off his bag, and grab the bandages. And he will pass them to Nyx and Faye.
Okay. Faye will begin attempting to bandage her shoulder. Once Faye has stopped her bleeding, she is going to go investigate the presumably body. She's pretty sure Nyx killed this fake maid.
Okay, and you can see her face has split open into 4 with multiple teeth.
I do find it odd that one of the group renowned for being the best spies and assassins in the galaxy would not have chosen a more convincing work uniform.
So you've identified the species, then?
She was one of the speculo killers of the Shazvati continuum. They have perfected advanced genetic growth therapies which allow them to transform a baseline generic biosynthetic body into a near-perfect replica of the target they are impersonating.
I see.
Unfortunately, in eliminating the threat, you have also eliminated a piece of information. She holds up a identification card, and under corporation name, all that can be read is RA. The rest has been destroyed. I assume you can draw the relevant conclusion?
Lay it out for me.
Magna Opera.
I see. Well, that does make sense.
It does?
Well, they were one of the people that were or one of the groups that were suspected to be behind it all. And they're sending hitmen, hit women, I suppose, to I guess tie up loose ends.
The group that is suspected to be behind it all was, however, not suspected to be behind very much. The agents in question were only looking into routine black market trading, certainly nothing you would send assassins over.
True. There's something more going on here. But this at least confirms that whatever they are up to is worth killing for.
If this individual is indeed connected to them,
They seem to be.
it is statistically likely. However, other possibilities remain.
So what's next?
I suppose we try and contact someone from either Magna Obra or the Eugene Interspace Trust Corp.
How would we go about that?
I assume we can just plot a route and go to their building.
Correct? They
But-
would both have headquarters within the city. What other options do you believe we have, Nix?
Rather than contacting them, it may be possible to get more information. Perhaps we could find an employee who may have a level of access and interrogate them.
That would still be making contact.
Yes, well, I suppose we can agree that we need to make contact in some way, but it doesn't have to be with the secretary of the building or anything like that.
Harper, do you have any suggestions?
I think we've gone over most of our options.
Did you find anything else on the body, Aleph?
No, and my designation is not Aleph.
Right.
Shall I refer to you as human?
I mean, you can.
Very well.
The Infinity RPG is published by Corvus Belli and Modiphius Entertainment, starring SPG as Harper, Shadow as Nix, Emily as Faye, and Ghost as the storyteller. Sounds and music from Sirenscape and Epidemic Sound. This has been a Cryptvale production. Thanks so much for listening.